Alcohol is a beverage that has been a cornerstone of society for thousands of years. Consumption of alcoholic beverages is a common practice in social interactions, religious ceremonies, and simply for quenching thirst. Just like everything else in life, alcohol is best in moderation, and those who drink it responsibly will enjoy its benefits. That being said, not everyone knows how to drink it safely, and as a result, many people in the United States have had their lives ruined by alcohol. To counter the destruction that alcohol is capable of, the federal government has taxed, regulated, and restricted the consumption of alcoholic beverages. Unfortunately, this creates a taboo on alcohol, making it especially desirable to teenagers and young adults. We believe that limiting some of these restrictions, but increasing the penalties for dangerous acts associated with them, such as DUIs, sexual assault, and supplying alcohol to minors, will make the American drinking culture a healthier one. We can make a step in the right direction by passing the proposal, be it resolved, that Congress will overturn the Minimum Drinking Age Act of 1984, implementing a drinking age of 18. Today, my opposition has argued that the younger a person starts drinking alcohol, the more likely they are to succumb to addiction, depression, or violence later on in life. We would like to point out that societies in the world today that teach responsible drinking at an early age have significantly fewer alcohol-related issues. When people begin to drink in moderation at an earlier age, they will view drinking as a healthy ritual that can be practiced safely. At this younger age, parents can help introduce alcohol to children in a safe environment instead of having their first drinking experience at a party in which they are more likely to binge drink. Because underage drinkers are not permitted to drink in monitored areas like bars, restaurants, or at home, they are more likely to consume alcohol in potentially dangerous areas like frat houses or house parties. Do we really want young adults to be taught that alcohol is merely a means of getting intoxicated? Would it not be far better to teach them safe and responsible drinking habits in an environment that can be safely monitored? This earlier drinking age would allow parents to teach their children how to better handle dangerous situations involving alcohol, such as drinking and driving. It has also been reasoned that if the legal drinking age were lowered to 18, it would make it easier for underage teens to obtain alcohol for binge drinking. It is true that this change would make alcohol slightly more accessible to use. However, we must recognize that even with America's minimum legal drinking age of 21, many teens still drink alcohol before they are eligible. In a 2011 report conducted by the National Youth Risk Behavior Society, 70% of teens from grades 9 through 12 reported having tried alcohol. A large amount of this teenage drinking can be associated with the appeal of rebellious acts. Because underage drinking is illegal, teens feel empowered when they drink, even though they know they're not supposed to. According to Agnesia Tamula, a postdoctoral student at New York University, quote, "Relative to adults, adolescents engage in more unknown risks than they do known risks," end quote. This attraction to the unknown leads teens to perform risky behaviors like binge drinking or drunk driving. By lowering the drinking age, this sense of risk and the unknown would be minimalized, and alcohol consumption would be something that young adults could partake in a more civilized manner. In today's debate, the negative side has presented the argument that lowering the drinking age to 18 would increase the rate of binge drinking in colleges and universities. They believe that an 18-year-old drinking age would enable young college students to binge drink without repercussion. The fact is, many college students already do just that. A 2008 national survey done by the Century Council found that 69% of college students reported alcohol use in the past month. It is likely that the remaining 39% made a conscious decision not to be involved with alcohol. Because of this, lowering the drinking age would only enable those who already reported drinking in the first place and would not drastically increase the rate of college drinkers. In addition to this, a younger drinking age would allow young adults to come into the college environment with some drinking experience so that they would know how to more safely manage their alcohol intake. My opponent Maggie stated earlier that the negative side believed that the National Minimum Drinking Act was not of importance because the final decision when it comes to the drinking age still comes down to the individual states, who all support the 21-year-old drinking age. I would like to remind you that the purpose of this debate is to argue the Minimum Drinking Act, which is a national policy. My opponents have successfully contradicted their own argument by disregarding the importance of said national policy. My opponent Lizzie stated that the right to serve in the military and the right to drink alcohol are not comparable. The affirmative side maintains that if citizens are able to put their lives on the line for their country, that country should allow its legal to adults to enjoy a beverage that would be far less damaging than military combat. There is no denying that alcohol and alcohol-related incidents destroy the lives of thousands of Americans every year. These accidents are not the direct result of drinking alcohol, but the poor decisions made when using it. We can also agree that if people were to drink badly enough, they will find a way to do so. The Prohibition period serves as an excellent example of this idea. Alcohol was illegal for everyone, but people who wanted to drink still found a way to drink. We as a country should not be focusing on restricting the already large rate of alcohol consumption through arbitrary laws that many view as merely an inconvenience. Instead, our efforts should be focused on eliminating the unhealthy drinking habits associated with alcohol, such as sexual assault, binge drinking, and DUIs, by teaching healthy drinking habits and providing better education for America's youth on the dangers of alcohol abuse. I ask that you help us change America's drinking culture by repealing the Minimum Drinking Act, lowering the drinking age to 18, and making drinking safer.